5 years ago, I decided that it was time for me to get rich. I wanted to start making some serious money and become financially free. And in this video, I'm gonna try to convince you that what I learned over those 5 years, stumbling around, trying different businesses, different trends, could actually just be boiled down into 3 distinct stages to follow if you also want to reach financial freedom and learn from some of my mistakes and do it faster than I did. And the reason it might be really crucial for you to watch this video right now is because at this time of year, there's a lot of information coming out about different income streams and how to get passive income, the best new business type for this. And all of that noise destroys the one thing that I think actually leads to success and that I am trying to remind myself of every single day, which is that we just need clarity on our journey. If we know what we want, what we need to do to get there, and how to do it, I think that is a much better formula for finding success and finding it faster than bouncing all over the place, which I know I have a tendency to do if I don't constantly remind myself about these 3 stages and how to move towards financial freedom in a proven way. So some of the info that I'll share in this video is coming from my Financial Freedom Blueprint, which is a free resource that I put together for you guys. I'll send it to you. All you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and then leave a comment that says I need the blueprint and I'll send it your way. Right now though, 64% of you watching this video are not subscribed. We're almost to 200,000 subs, so it would mean a lot to me if you did that. Step number 1 on this Financial Freedom Blueprint is to actually just define what financial freedom means to you by finding your financial freedom number. And the first time that I ever heard this term was when I got the chance to have lunch with a multimillionaire who asked me, what does rich mean to you? At that time, the only idea I had in my head was like being a multimillionaire. Now, did multi mean 2 million? Did it mean 250 million? I don't know. I just knew I wanted multiple millions. And he walked me through this exercise to define my financial freedom number. He asked me, what type of car do you want to drive? What type of house do you want to live in? Do you want someone to clean that house for you? How often? Do you want someone to cook for you? How often? Do you want to travel? How do you want to travel and how often? All of these questions to define what rich meant to me. And then as step 2, we went into, okay, how much do those things cost on a monthly basis? Now at that point, I had never thought of my finances really on a monthly basis. I had always thought of things on a yearly basis, like how much do you get paid? People usually respond as like their yearly salary. So I was thinking rich means I'm gonna make X amount of dollars per year. And that was one of the light bulb moments when I was talking with this millionaire, is to stop thinking of things on an annual basis, but instead monthly, just because the numbers are going to be more manageable to think about, but also we can make changes on a monthly basis much, much better than we can on a yearly basis. Like for example, many of us haven't thought about last year's New Year resolution until this year. And it's like, oh crap, an entire year has gone by before I really revisited and addressed that thing. Versus if we think of things on a monthly basis, then we're revisiting them much quicker and can make much more progress. So basically, we got a list of 20 things that would define my financially free life and how much they would cost on a monthly basis. But that's not where we stopped, because that long list of 20 things had a high price tag attached. Instead, he had me choose the 5 most important ones. Not the 5 cheapest ones, not the 5 most expensive ones, but the 5 most important ones that I wanted to pursue immediately. Like for example, I would love to spend 3 months of the year out of the country on a beach somewhere. But at that point, at the start of my journey, there were other things that I wanted to do, such as generate enough income from my business to support my living expenses so that I didn't have to go get a job. So that's your first step on this blueprint, is to think about 3 to 5 lifestyle enhancements that would make you feel more financially free. And with those things that you would like to be able to do or have, figure out how much they cost on a monthly basis. Just Google it, look on TikTok, explore, however you need to figure that out. Add up the monthly costs of those 3 to 5 things, and that is your first financial freedom number. And so now you'll have some direction of where you're looking to go on this journey. If you don't have those most important 3 to 5 lifestyle enhancements and that financial freedom number, it's really easy to make financial freedom this big kind of unclear concept that seems really hard to pursue. The other day, I was talking to one of my mentorship students in my real estate beginners bootcamp, and I was asking her how much she wanted to make from real estate wholesaling per month. And her answer was $100,000. And right now, she's never done a wholesale deal before. Now, it's not to say that's a bad goal to have, but that just seemed like a really hard thing for her to accomplish. And it was kind of making her frozen with fear, with analysis paralysis. She was like, I don't know how to get to 100K per month. I know that I want that, but I just don't know how to get there. And so it was hard for her to figure out what the first step was. But here's the thing, $100,000 per month is not her actual financial freedom number. When we talked about it and the things that she wanted to be able to do for herself and for her kids, she really needed about $10,000 per month. And so that number felt less scary for her to pursue. And it also made it easier for us to build a plan to get her to $10,000 per month. And once she gets to $10,000 per month, she will have learned a ton of things that will allow her to pursue her next financial freedom number, which is maybe $30,000 per month. And from there, she'll have learned a ton and she'll be able to make a plan to pursue $50,000 per month, and so on and so forth. But when we start with that first financial freedom number, it allows us to actually take action and go after it. And once we know what we're going after, the first stage is to have reliable, cash flow positive income. Reliable, meaning that you know it's coming. If you show up to work and you do what you're supposed to do, you know that that check is going to hit your bank account. And cash flow positive, meaning that the money you bring in each month is more than the money that goes out each month. For most people, this stage one is their job, their 9 to 5, or wherever they're an employee at. And the crucial mistake that most people make while they're here is that they're so focused on how to make money in that second entrepreneurship phase that they're not actually cash flow positive in that first stage. And the reason this is so important is twofold. First, if you are not cash flow positive with whatever reliable income source you have right now, it's going to be really hard to save up and invest in your entrepreneurship journey in the second stage. And second, being cash flow positive doesn't get any easier when you're an entrepreneur. One of the main things I'm focused on right now in my business is profitability, is making sure that we are generating the cash flow that we need to be. Because when you get on that financial freedom journey and you become an entrepreneur, you have your top line revenue, which is great. Those are the flashy numbers that people like to show. Oh, I made this much money today on YouTube, or I made this much money today from my real estate flip. But that is just the top line number. There's so much that gets subtracted from that, from taxes to the payment that goes towards anybody who works with you on your team, to paying yourself and wanting there to still be money left over in the business after that. There's a lot of those line items that come out of your revenue when you're an entrepreneur that you don't see as an employee. And that just makes it harder. So while you're in stage one, if you're able to manage your cash flow there, that's setting you up for success when you get to stage two, which is having self-directed cash flow positive income. This is probably the stage where most people would talk about passive income, and I'm not going to go there yet because it's not that passive income is a scam. We're going to get to it in just a moment, but it's not like the holy grail that most people think it is. The biggest difference that most people want from their financial freedom journey is time and location freedom. For most of us, the dream is that we're able to make more money. There's no cap on it because an employer says that this is your salary. And we want to be able to work generally when we want and generally from where we want. Right now, I'm on a bit of a working vacation. I didn't want to take the first week of the year off, like completely not working. I still wanted to work and move my business forward, but I also wanted to travel somewhere with warm weather. I wanted to play pickleball outside and enjoy a change of scenery. That is still me working. I'm just in that stage of self-directed income where I can do it with more time and location freedom than if I was an employee. And that's actually what most people want, which is why I think we should be putting our focus there instead of trying to jump immediately to passive income. So how do you start making self-directed income? You plant what's called a money tree. I've talked about this concept more in other videos that I will put in the description, but the first money tree that I want to talk about is a content money tree. And this is a type of money tree or a type of business where you create content and you make money from the different income streams. And this was one of the first types of money trees that I tried to plant 5 years ago when I decided I wanted to get rich. I started off my YouTube channel. I had no idea what I was going to be talking about. I made a bunch of random videos before I decided to start talking about my real estate journey. But when I finally got my channel monetized, that's how I was making self-directed income. The second stage on that blueprint to financial freedom. The very first day that I made money on YouTube, I'll never forget, it was August 20th, 2020, and I made $9.09 that day, which was not groundbreaking at all, but it was just proof that I could create self-directed income by planting this money tree or creating a content business. And the amount of money that I make from YouTube goes up and down all the time. My best day ever, I found a screenshot for you guys, was Thursday, December 30th. 30th, 2021, and I made $1,467 on that day. I had a video go absolutely crazy and get a ton of AdSense. But you can see there's a lot of variation between what that self-directed income makes, which is why you have your reliable cash flow positive income as stage one. You use that cash flow positivity to invest in building up your self-directed business, whatever money tree you decide to plant. And that way, while that business is going up and down and you're figuring out all the kinks, you're still able to depend on your reliable income while you're building up your self-directed income to the point that we get to stage three, where your business and your money trees are making enough money where you can choose from your list of those lifestyle enhancements and start affording them. And this stage three is what I call ownership-based income. And the difference between self-directed income and ownership-based income is that ownership-based income is going to be more reliable. And you create that difference by building a system that can do the same thing over and over again to get the same result out. So, for example, early on in my YouTube channel, I might have made $9 a day. I might have made $500 a day if I had a video do well. But that's a very risky thing to be depending on to pay my mortgage. So the way that I created a more reliable system of income was partially with my rental portfolio. I recently shared this video right here about how I have half of my rentals on Airbnb, and we're starting to build the system of how we're getting guests, how much those guests make. I have my other half of my rentals with long-term tenants, so I know how much rent I'm getting each month on a 12-month basis. And that was much more reliable. It was a system that I could say, okay, I know I'm going to have this much money coming in, I'm going to have this much money going out. And that's where we start getting into passive income and building up through the levels of financial freedom. But the most important thing is that we follow the steps. We have our reliable cash flow positive income to start. That's what keeps us safe. We build up our self-directed income, giving us more time and location freedom. We're learning throughout that process to then be able to build up that business or ownership income that's repeatable, that we can depend on as we move further down the path of financial freedom. I talk much more in depth and give tools, resources, calculators, business ideas, etc. in that financial freedom blueprint. So just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, then leave a comment that says I need the blueprint, and I'll send it right over to you. I hope your year is off to a great start. I plan to keep documenting and sharing what I learned on my financial freedom journey and bring you guys along with me. So until next time, thanks for watching.